Mav's Coffee Clarity with Denise is brought to you in partnership with Drive Media and Consulting and their premier sponsors. Subscribe on your favorite streaming platforms and share. If you just found us, welcome. And if you're a regular, welcome back. Denise DiGrigoli has spent her life in the creative industries as an entrepreneur, helping people transform their visions into thriving businesses, working with individuals and teams to find their purpose and live their life vibrantly. On her pod, Denise delivers business intel and life hacks with wit and wisdom in short shots like a strong espresso with a solid sense of humor. Enjoy this episode of Mav's Coffee Clarity, and here's Mav.
Welcome, my friends. You're on Mav's Coffee Clarity with Denise DiGrigoli. Every week, we're spilling the beans. It's a show designed to help you move forward in work, love, and life. And come on, who doesn't need that? This is where I interview some fascinating people, mavericks in their own right, doers, creative thinkers, forward-thinking people that found silver linings in their fiascos. We're unedited, authentic, and we're real. It's like coffee with a friend. Stories you can trust, always infused with humor. Taped right here live in my Ashley Falls studios, Massachusetts, Fairfield, Connecticut, and worldwide. If you just found us, welcome. And if you're new, shit. You have to redo that.
And if you're new, that means you just found us.
With a hiccup. All right, one more time. I promise we won't do it more than once. Welcome, my friends. You're on Mav's Coffee Clarity with Denise DiGrigoli. Every week, we're spilling the beans. We're a show designed to move you forward in work, love, and life. And come on, who doesn't need that? If you just found us, welcome. And if you are a regular, welcome back. This is where I interview fascinating people, all walks of life, mavericks in their own right. It's like coffee with a friend, unedited, authentic, short shots, stories you can use to move forward, infused with humor. Taped live right here in my Sheffield, Massachusetts studios and in Fairfield, Connecticut, worldwide. Thanks for listening, subscribing, liking, and sharing. Find out more about me and my creative services at DeniseDiGrigoli.com, but do it after the show because we've got a spectacular guest on today. A woman that we align on so many principles. First of all, the eco-friendly, the fashion. We're alma maters of the same college. And this lady has got it going on in terms of being a doer, a pioneer, forward thinker. Kara Mac Schwartz, am I saying it correctly?
Yeah, we go by Kara.
You know, I always kind of trip it up. Kara Mac Schwartz studied at FIT, but she's got an incredible product that I want you to learn about because she's making waves in the fashion and footwear industry. Kara, welcome to Mav's Coffee Clarity. Thank you for coming on.
Oh, it's all my pleasure.
So listen, I met you down at Haven in Darien, and you have just won an award. But before we tell everyone about your awards, you spent some time at Ralph Lauren, Talbots. You were like a serial commuter on the trains to Manhattan, right? From Westchester. And you came up with an idea.
After 9/11, we moved to Westchester, and it was all about catching that damn train every morning.
First, tell us about that train.
Well, that train would depart at Mount Kisco at some ungodly hour, and I had to park, a good 6-7 minutes walk away. And I would
in all weather.
In all weather.
We'd
be wearing my commuting shoes, which were never sneakers. That's changed. But back in 2011, 2012, it was a nice fashionable flat.
Right.
And then I would get to Grand Central, had a 20-minute walk to my office, and would be greeted by about a dozen pair of shoes under my desk, which one went with my outfit. And then if I had an event at night, I had another pair in my shoulder bag, and it hit me. Why?
Like a ton of bricks.
So many shoes to get through my days.
Okay, so that was in 2015. Give us a little back. No?
That was about 2011, 12 when I first started to think about.
Oh, you started to think about it then?
Yes. Yes.
So you're a busy executive. Tell us before this great idea hit what you were doing because you have a few children, you live in Mount Kisco, you guys are busy parents. What's happening? Like, are you from Mount Kisco originally?
I'm actually a Yorktown resident with a Mount Kisco address. And believe it or not, I grew up in Yorktown Heights until finishing sixth grade. And then we moved to the Canadian border, which I don't want to talk about. It's 3 years of my life I like to block out because I'm
Okay,
a
we'll
city
block
girl.
that. We're short formats anyways. Let's get to the real beans here. So you're a busy executive. Did you always want to be in fashion? Like for me, I
When
went to FIT straight out of the gate. I knew what I wanted to do.
No, for me, when I was 12, I said to my mother, when I grow up, I'm going to FIT to be a fashion designer.
Uh-huh.
And I gave up multiple sports scholarships to go to huge colleges to play basketball and volleyball. And it's the only school I applied to. And I decided if I don't get in, I'll apply next year. But thank God I did get in the first year. And I think I graduated. And the day after graduation, I moved to New York City. I was just so excited.
That's so fascinating to me that you knew that early on and you were willing to really spin the roulette wheel for just one college and give up all those sports degrees. I mean, that's actually pretty good for people to hear right now, right? What made you feel that way? Like, why?
I
You
was
just,
just obsessed with art and drawing and creating and sewing. My mother she started to teach me sewing when I was 7.
ah,
And she would enter me into all sorts of fashion contests, whether it was dyeing wool or various art programs or sewing competitions. And
wow.
it was just something I loved. Like even my prom dresses, I purchased at a secondhand shop and redid them from scratch. So, removed the shoulders, put boning in, made a bustier Cinderella dress.
Wow, we have a lot more in common than we even knew. I
Yeah,
used to
yeah,
do
I'm
the
a I'm
same
a I'm
thing.
a Pippi Longstocking kind of girl, the thing finder. I like to take things and redo them.
So what was your oh my God, this is like Lux upcycling, which is so important nowadays, right? So now you go to FIT. What was your major? Was it fashion
I
design?
majored in fashion design, but interestingly enough, your last semester you pick a real major. Now it could be sportswear, children's wear, active wear, bridal, whatever, but they all involved cutting and sewing. And you know what that means. You cut the
Yes.
fabric, you make a pattern, you drape it. What I didn't know was strip knitting. So I said, what's that? I'm going to major in strip knitting, which blew my mind because I fell so in love with learning how the machines worked
Mm,
that when I graduated, I really moved up the ladder because knitwear designers were really, really, really hard to find back then. And I just
yeah.
kept getting stolen from one company to another and eventually became a full design director of entire collections, wovens, knits.
Can we say the name of the firm or no?
No, they don't exist
Oh, they
anymore.
don't exist. Okay.
Yeah, and the guy
But
was
listen, my friends that are listening in on the pod into our coffee conversation, that's no lightweight success right there. That's a lot. The fashion industry is fast paced and competitive,
very
right?
competitive.
I love your coffee mugs. Beautiful. For those of you that follow us on YouTube, we're
Shoes,
going to be showing you
baby,
some
all
stuff
about the
today.
shoes.
All about the shoes, all about the fit, right?
Hmm.
Okay. So 2011, you're thinking about it. You've got 12 pairs of shoes under your desk. How old are your kids right now at this time?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe they're 24 and 23. Both college graduates from a
Ah,
year ago, and
congratulations.
both doing very, very, very well in there.
But how old were they in 2011 when you were brainstorming this?
So they were 10, 11.
Yeah. So for those of us listening in, that's a lot on your plate. Plus your creative brain, most creative people, their brain never stops because they have kids or they have car accidents or anything else,
I
right?
paid up the nose for my nanny, and she did
Yeah.
all the housekeeping and the grocery shopping and the laundry. And, we had a car for her. So she was really like the second mother to them. I love them both dearly. I love to spend time with them. But the funny part is I would come home at nights and on weekends with this crazy idea, learning how to mold and cast chemicals. And my entire kitchen counter was covered. And the boys would come in and go, Mom's in the lab.
So they even knew that about you. Now, listen, they were young boys. Were they interested? Did they help? Did
Oh
they?
gosh, no.
No,
Shoes? No.
no shoes. No
No
way.
interest. No.
So no matter
I
how
have
much
an
you were,
astrophysics child and a firefighter who now just got hired and will start working as an MTA,
ooh,
Metro North locomotive engineer.
wow.
In 2 weeks, he starts. Yeah.
So kind of tying in mom's commuter ethereal
Right?
lifestyle in a weird
Kind
kind
of
of new
funny.
way. That's
And
also
then,
a lightweight job. Okay, so you've got these commuter challenges. What's the initial steps? It comes out of your brain. Now what are we doing?
a lot of research, a lot of sketching, a lot of thought process like, well, how I can sketch this, but how can I make it into an actual unit to see if there's a possibility it could work. So that's where the molding and the casting came in,
So
which I've never done in my life.
I was just going to say, was your knitwear background helpful here, or you were just winging
No,
it
I
again?
think I think just a technical fashion background
Uh-huh.
was really helpful, even though it was a hard product, not a soft product. But I also had traveled around the world for many, many years. I mean, I've been to Pakistan multiple times and Turkey and Hong Kong and Bangkok and Korea because I was working with the factories. And so I had the manufacturing smarts.
Yeah.
You figure, so once I get this, then I
Mhm.
have to source it,
Right.
right? To find the manufacturer.
Was it hard launching your idea? I imagine, the competition now post AI and all this kind of stuff. It's a very different way to bring a product to market. Tell me about bringing it to market back then versus now.
So funny. So around 2000 and early 2014, I hired an engineer because I said, I think I have it. I think I have it. I have
Right.
a heel that will be permanently attached to the shoe, but this heel cover is removable and swappable. So it was all about the heel. And we put it in, we did 3D printing. And
Ah,
so I had a prototype to use, but back then you didn't have the different durometers and softnesses and flexibility. So it was like cement. And I put the heel on once, it stretched and it snapped in half. But at least it gave me, I could see once it was done in the proper materials,
right.
it would work.
So for everybody that's not used to this kind of language, she's prototyping her shoe. She's
I'm
making a
prototyping my
sample.
shoes. And then I had two
Yeah.
pairs made in Queens, a ballet flat and a smoking slipper. They cost me $1,000 each just
Just
to
to
make
make the prototype?
the prototype. No heel, but he knew how high the heel would be. And I got a chance meeting with somebody who you know from the Shark Tank,
Hmm.
Mr. Damon John. And
Ah,
I met him in his office, the FUBU office in the Empire State Building. It was May 30th, 2014.
hmm.
And the end of the day, at the end of the meeting, he threw up his hands and said, this can be huge in his voice. And I quit my job the next day because I felt
Did you get Shark Tank money or just good advice
no, I
from him?
wasn't going. I
Okay.
wanted someone who didn't know me, who was not a friend or family, but was in the fashion space to
Right.
be able to look at this and see what I saw
Hmm.
and the possibility of where it could go. And getting that validation from him, it just gave me the confidence to say, I
When
can
you
do this.
say chance meeting, because I believe everything is serendipitous, where
Uh,
we're meant to be at any given time. So when you say chance meeting with Damon, one of the biggest figures on how did that really happen?
so I attended the Damon John Academy for Entrepreneurs, which was a 4-day event in New York City. There were about 50 entrepreneur or companies, and it was 3 days with other people. And then, Damon came the last day, and he chose 5 companies to have a one-on-one meeting. Now mine was set up for September of 2014, and I got a call a week before May 30th,
Yeah.
basically saying somebody canceled. And
Mm.
I said, I am so not ready. I'll take it. I'll do it. I'm going. So I told all my friends, family, don't even think of reaching out to me this week. And I
You
spent
said, screw it, I'm on it.
and prepared. Yeah.
So does that mindset of yours, because that also is very much like mine, like, and even Richard Bronson, a Virgin, right? He'll say, just take the opportunity and prepare.
Mhm.
Were you always like that? Or did that come in the,
And I still
because
am. I still am.
that's kind of how they are at FIT, right? We used to
I
have to go to school dressed for success.
I
Like you were
feel
prepared.
that if that meeting in September, that could have been changed and canceled a million times. So
Right.
if they're saying you have a meeting next week,
Mhm.
do you want it? I was all over it.
Is that the advice you given to our listeners? Like just take it and figure it out?
I truly believe if things are meant to be, they're meant to be. That's my philosophy, whether it's coming from the heavens or just from like your inner. Um, it's like a sign. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Just do
Okay,
it.
so now you quit your job. Now, was your husband cool with that? Was he like, hey, babe, no problem?
Really.
He gave
I
you the not really?
Not really. I actually had a very good high salary with lots of perks and benefits.
Okay. So you had a little
So,
bank.
I mean, I literally emptied my 401k to do this.
So you had big belief in yourself, which is huge. And I salute that because so many people are
Yeah.
afraid to make a move.
So that's the fear. It's the fear and taking that risk. And I don't know. I'm like, I
Well, how do
just,
you help people that are listening in? Because so many people have beautiful dreams, but they get stymied with their fear. What would you tell them? Do you really need the 6 month savings? Do
well, you know what?
you do
I
you
have
need
to
a good
say,
spouse? Do you need a good lover? What is
I,
it?
I think it comes a little deeper than that, Denise, because you need validity. You need to take
Mhm.
your idea and start sharing it with people to get their feedback. That's what
So
we call
focus
it
grouping is,
MVP.
yeah,
Yeah, your minimal viable product.
test the
If
market.
you could love it, you could think it's earth shattering. And if you don't find anyone who's interested in it, then don't quit your job and start working on it. See, I had study groups in my house where I'd invite people and
Mm.
show them
There's the
what
real beans right there.
yeah. And
You took
sometimes,
initiative.
and I also did it where I wasn't present because I zero sugarcoating is my policy. Good, bad, or indifferent.
I
I
love
want
that.
to know. I want to know.
Zero sugarcoating.
Mhm.
We're going to make that into a hashtag. Zero
Zero
sugarcoat.
sugarcoating. And I still
Yeah.
say that.
Okay, so now we're moving right along. Mav always, our show tips its hat to B corporations, of course, women-owned corporations, and sustainability. I'm very much about not putting stuff in the landfill. When I read this, when you and I spoke, your eco-friendly approach, tell us about that. I think this is huge.
Okay, so again, as a child, I dubbed myself as the thing finder, and I would love to take things and repurpose them. And then when we bought our house here, I'd say 85% of what you would walk in and see are things that I redid, whether it's chandeliers or light fixtures or, different things
Amazing.
in the
Amazing.
house. And, I made all my curtains and my chair cushions and my headboard and everything. When it came to the footwear, it was all about owning less and wearing more, right?
Hmm.
So, to be very clear, one pair of our shoes, sandals or boots, have heels that are permanent and heel covers that can change out so you can change your look, match all your outfits, but also the sandal straps and the toe clips. But it wasn't good enough for me. So I launched in 2014 with the interchangeable slash customizable footwear,
Mm.
but I wanted the materials to be sustainable and eco-friendly.
Which means what for
Well,
you?
it means that every product is natural as opposed to there's nothing plastic, there's nothing that will turn into microtoxins once it hits the
Music to my
landfill.
ears. No plastic, no microtoxins.
Yeah.
Yes. But
So
that's
our
got to be
new,
really hard to find.
but I did it.
But you did it.
I did
So
it.
so tell
So
us about how you did that. So someone has a dream
right.
and you've got a vision.
Yeah.
Was it your connections in the fashion
I'm
industry?
just going to show you something. Okay.
Oh,
So
yes. Okay, friends, listen, this is going to be on YouTube. I want you to check out this heel.
this
First
is
of
our
all, the boot
boho.
is fabulous.
This is our boho boot, and it's
Mhm.
100% Napa, really soft leather,
Beautiful.
but it has a plastic sole,
Mm-hmm.
and the heel is injection molded ABS material. So that's like
Beautiful.
what a tire is made of.
Mm-hmm.
And you simply take the heel cover and you snap it on and you're ready to go.
Change your
Our
look, baby.
new 100%, well, I call it 90% just to cover myself. This is our new Gigi. It is made with 100% non-chromium leather. Did you ever see the movie Erin Brockovich?
Yes, of course.
Do you know that chemical that hurt all the people in Hinckley, California?
Yes.
That's called hexavalent chromium,
Wow.
and it's seeped into the water. That's what is used to dye leather, hexavalent chromium.
We're learning a lot here today, friends. This kind of what is it called?
Hexavalent chromium.
Hexavalent chromium. Refer back to the
Hexavalent.
Erin Brockovich movie.
Yeah.
I didn't know
what
leather
happens
was.
is, these are unbelievable statistics, but they're actually very true.
Mm-hmm.
90%
Mm-hmm.
of the leather workers in Asia will die by the age of 50 because
You're kidding.
no, I'm not kidding. And they succumb to the chemicals. Their skin is discolored. They go blind. Their children are very sick because of these chemicals. So I found in Brazil, which is where I manufacture, non-chromium vegetable dyed leathers. So
Really, God bless you. I've just got to say that. Seriously.
still leather.
Wow.
Made with vegetable dyes. And it doesn't harm the workers. That's really what it's all about.
This is why I love not doing the show before the show, because I learned so much from people going along just by asking questions. I mean, who would have thought? I mean, that alone is huge.
And then if you look, now our heels are carved in wood from repurposed forests in Brazil. So we're not using the injection molded ABS anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually wood.
Mm-hmm.
And then the sole, which, oh, by the way, you always have my heart. I say, my heart is forever in your soul.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And it says 90%.
It says 90% eco-friendly, made in Brazil.
And even the lining is made from, it's made out of sugarcane pulp.
Well, Mav has a birthday coming up, and I'm going to direct Troy right over to your website. I told you that before because I love changeability, but now I'm super sold. And listen, nobody pays to come on my podcast, my friends. This is just people that I admire that I think you can find information from. So what's your greatest obstacle in building this company, and what's your greatest heartache, and what's your greatest silver lining?
There's so many of each of those, but I'm going to tell you something very exciting.
Okay, good.
Okay. I have a licensing deal in place with a large women's footwear company, which means they pay me a royalty for using my heel cover technology because I have 2 very strong patents on them. We're just negotiating the fine lines, which always takes the longest. But the second thing is this evening, I am Las Vegas bound.
Good for you.
To attend the licensing expo for the first time ever. I do have an agent who is into toys. He licenses toys to all the major character companies. And we have gotten the nod. We like to say nod. Mm-hmm. Meaning they're ready to take the next step. But I'm meeting with Disney and Hasbro and NBC Universal and Crayola and Peanuts and a few other companies over the next 2 days because I have an entire children's concept.
So you've heard it first here on Mav's Coffee Clarity. That is fabulous.
I have not divulged this. I am excited like you cannot believe because I've been working on this for so long.
Wow.
And I'm nervous because I don't know. I guess
Don't
I
be
get a little
nervous.
nerdy.
You've got this. You're the woman that, is the fearless flyer and just flies and wins. So good thing you have it patented, right?
Oh, I wouldn't
Heck,
be able to do this had
yeah.
I known. Nobody's
And
going to license anything that's not patented.
we could do a whole nother show just on patents, but in a quick little sideway to patents, how long did it take you to get your patents?
The first one took 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
but I actually flew to Washington, D.C. and met with the patent examiner face to face because I got sick of. I took my attorney, and it was just so much back and forth, and it's cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Right.
It's so
Cha-ching,
expensive.
cha-ching.
And I said, this is ridiculous. Like if I could have a face to face and really show and prove, and it worked because 10 days later I got my patent. And then we put in for a second one that makes it even stronger. It's called a contingency patent, and that took 2 more years.
So again, I go back to this is beautiful, and you've made it seem extremely easy to my
Yeah.
audience, which is great. But tell us, like, what's this? I see the silver linings. What was the heartache to get it there? Were you ever like, I'm going to give up, or were you
Oh
ever
yeah.
like the naysayers put you down, so you were like felt downtrodden? Like for the people listening in that really are trying to do something spectacular on their own, where's your firepower?
So I had a very down, very, very down part of my business. And that is, I did have a co-founder who joined me after I launched,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody I knew since the 90s who I had to get rid of.
That's
Let's put
hard.
it that way. Yeah.
That's very hard.
And it turned into her changing the password on the website. So I completely lost the website, and a 16-month legal battle.
Sorry.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not kidding, Denise. I used to go outside at night, take my dogs out, and look at that one limb on the tree and say, do you think that could hold me? I was so
Ooh.
depressed.
Mm.
I mean,
What turned it around for you? Because we've all had those kind of moments.
what turned it around? I don't know, because we actually settled in March of 2020. So what happened? COVID.
COVID.
And at that point, I had a boutique in Yorktown, and I ended up just making the decision to close it and pivot and do 100% online. And all the shows that I used to travel to, that 75% of my revenue I would get from, were all stopped. And I was just in 100% survival mode. I just needed to make enough to pay the bills.
So
And there were times I did a little waitressing, or I'd host a wedding or something just for extra cash. People would, their eyes would bug out when they saw me because everyone thought I was like this big time,
I was just going to say, that takes a lot of integrity and foresight and insight and humbleness to say, I'm going to be a waitress coming out of a big, giant fashion career with big, giant fashion names behind you.
Yeah, but I didn't care.
Right.
Nobody else's business what I'm going through.
Exactly.
And you know what? I had fun doing it. And
I think when you're an energetic person, it's important to stay connected to humanity, right? And no matter what you're doing. Sometimes I do weird little side things like that too, just because, I don't know, I think it rounds out who I am. I'm on the go quite a bit, inventing things all the time, talking to millions of people. And sometimes I do things that perhaps could be considered below my pay grade. But you know what? It never stops me. It never stops me. I'm impressed with your upcycling, luxe cycling. I'm impressed with, so now you've got this great deal. You're heading to Vegas. What's your vision for walking out of there?
my vision is that I have enough interest that the meetings and the conversations continue. That's really what it is. I think that it's super important to do face to face,
Me too.
especially in an industry like this. Is a brand new industry. It's almost like, I went into, not from apparel to footwear, but to licensing. I mean, that is way over my head. And I really had to learn all about it and how it works.
I have my old college roommate who's an old FITer, is a retiree out of licensing. We can talk about it offline.
Well,
Pretty high level licensing. Yeah. You know,
amazing.
us FITers keep together.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
A recent retiree from a well-known organization.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hitting 2 days on there, and then I have like a 12:30 at night flight to Tennessee for my niece's wedding.
Congratulations.
And so it'll be a huge family weekend. Everybody's coming, my mom and all my siblings and nieces and nephews. And so that'll be really fun. And then I'll get home and it'll be Memorial Day.
Okay, so as we're kind of winding down the show, a couple questions for you.
Yeah.
What's the biggest lesson learned?
It's about trust. I think I've always been a really, really friendly and trusting, and like I could be your best friend, even if we're just met type of person. But I got so hurt that now I wear a bit of a shield.
Right.
And, I am fundraising on top of all this. So I'm trying to scale, which means I need cash to do that. And some of the investors will not take a single founder. They want a co-founder. And I'd say, thank you, goodbye, because I'm not doing it.
The right door will open.
Yeah.
The right door will open. Okay. And how do you use, this is a good one following your answer. How do you use humor in your life to move you forward? Or don't you?
I can't survive without humor. And I know I told this to you when I first met you and we didn't even know each other. Is I said, if you can't laugh, why bother?
Exactly.
And my motto. It's always been my motto. If you look at my social media, sometimes you'll think I'm a little cuckoo in the head. Like I wore a banana costume that I found in the laundry and did a whole thing on it because I was like, where did this banana costume come from?
Oh my, that's something I would do too.
Yeah, like I have a filter for sure, but I really love to laugh. That's why I'm so looking forward to like seeing my family, because we all do. It's infectious.
Is that kind of a prevalent theme in your own immediate family with your husband and your sons? Is everybody over there? No.
Well, they're all very serious. So my husband works for a bank and my son's in, astrophysics place working for the Navy, but as a civilian, and it's all hush. You can't tell us anything.
Oh my God, I would be digging all the time for information.
Yeah, he can't.
Yeah.
And then my other son's like a full-time EMT and is dealing with really horrible things. So he
probably needs a little humor.
They're boys. The only girls I have are my 2 Portuguese water dogs. And
well, I use a lot of humor at home, but I have serious people at home too. And sometimes they just give me the eyebrow. But I keep it real here, my friends. I keep it real and keep it moving forward with humor. All right. So lessons learned for aspiring designers. We got some FITers listening. We've got some young people listening. We are a multi-generational platform, and I believe that we all learn from each other, young to old, old to young. Somebody new coming in, what are you telling them? Whether they're footwear, fashion wear, children wear, couture, what would you tell them? Because you've certainly done it.
Okay, so first is if you're looking for a job, for example, in the fashion industry, research the shit out of the people and the companies that you're going to be interviewing with.
You mean just don't listen to Reddit? Mom, I read it on Reddit. I'm like, I don't give a crap about Reddit. No.
Like I am a research queen when it comes to everything, because if I don't understand it, I can't apply it. So even though if somebody else is going to do that work for me down the road, I need to understand how it works. So really do the research on the company, find some information about the people you're going to meet that could be complimentary toward them, where they would be like, oh my gosh, you knew that about me. Because that'll start a different conversation than just an interview. I also think it's really important to stick to your guns, because the market changes so much. And I know, for example, one of my assistants who I freaking love is searching for a full-time job. It's very difficult right now,
Very.
especially going into the summer. So be persistent, keep following up if you don't hear back from the particular company.
I'm going to make Ava listen to this line about 6 times. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, rapid fire here. Strong coffee, decaf. What is it?
That is such a good question. You know why? Right now I am drinking black. Okay.
Black. All right.
Now,
favorite destination. What? Strong and black.
Fat-free half and half.
Fat-free half and half.
Little sugar.
Little sugar.
But I just found out I have diabetes. So I have completely changed my diet and I'm doing it black.
Favorite travel destinations?
Italy, Cape Cod, Ireland.
Favorite look, fashion look?
Jeans and a white t-shirt.
And don't forget her shoes. Tell us where we can find you, my friend.
Well, you can find me online at www.mac.com.
That's right, my friends. And you're going to see Mav wearing her sandals for Mav's special birthday coming up right around the corner. Okay, and if you were to pick one of your favorite designers in terms of fashion couture, who would it be?
Bagley Mishka.
I love her too. Spill the beans on your favorite life hack. Help these people move forward.
I listen to a lot of podcasts and books on Audible as I drive because I have no time to read.
We're so thankful for our friend Kara Mac Schwartz. KaraMac.com, KARAMAC. That's right. Now listen, we're busy people, not only because we're from FIT, but we're busy Mavericks in our own right. Peace out, my friends. We've got to get back to work. Thank you, Kara. We'll see you soon. Follow and like us, Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Mavs Coffee Clarity with Denise. Hey, it's Denise over at Mavs Coffee Clarity. Did you know we offer an insider bi-weekly brew delivered right to your inbox? We don't spam, but listen, it's got great insider tips, life hacks, and business intel you can use, fresh ideas, creative ideas to move forward. Visit DeniseDiGrigoli.com and sign up today. I promise we don't sell your data, we don't share your data, we just talk to you via your email. Peace out, my friends. Mav's got to get back to work. I hope you're listening to the Mavs Coffee Clarity with Denise. Find us wherever you listen to your favorite pods.